turret.
Okay.
Like it.
I'm
I
a big
just
fan
finished
of,
my Mars Core Master level.
I quite like how I thought Mars Core was really fun. I thought World Sphere was I died once in the Purple Goo Fog Arena, and that was it. Because that place sucks. I actually tried the full auto buff. I got a couple of clips with it.
Nice, dude. It's so smooth. Like it's
a lot smoother. I kind of wish that it was even more instant coming out of a PV.
Oh yeah, that the switch to time that wasn't fixed. It wasn't adjusted. It was the switch from.
Yeah. No, it feels much better to use. I just kind of I'd say the only thing I would do is force FOV on PC so it doesn't zoom in. I do the same thing for Herbalist.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense. Hello, 123 stream. Can you guys hear us? Type yes, we are live. All right, so hello.
Oh, we're live?
This is Under the Mayo. I'm joined by ZazMan, the absolutely insane top-level player of this game, and I'm joined by Kaiser, the madman himself, who designed the Kaiser campaign. And I played Horde mode earlier today. ZazMan just finished his, and we're gonna play through Horde mode a second time here and just chat with you guys and take your questions.
Oh, so you've already played it, yeah?
Yeah, I beat it about an hour ago. I died
Nice.
twice. I sacrificed 2 lives to kill a fucking problematic spirit. It was like it was a spirit, and it's just like everyone was around me, and I was like, I don't care, I'll lose these lives. I'm taking down the spirit right now. So I lost 2 lives, but I crossed the gold threshold on my first playthrough. Felt pretty good about that.
I actually don't know how many points I got. I got really nervous in the last arena because one of the spirits in the possessed barons got stuck in the wall, and I was trying to dodge the Kako and the other possessed baron. Well, he wasn't possessed; he just had a spirit in him. I was trying to get past the other baron.
No, I did.
Did you end up using super weapons?
I did not. So guys, ZazMan and Kaiser they're going to be watching the chat while I'm playing. So we'll try to get as many questions as we can. Any super chats, we'll make sure that those don't fall through the cracks. And so yeah, I'm just going to load up some Horde mode and play and just hang out with everybody. I thought this would be a good day to do that. So
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Right. And we do have it currently on a, well, you know what? I don't know if I should have this on subscriber only chat. Maybe I could open it up to public for a while, see how that goes. We'll see. We'll see. How do you change the chats? Customization. Anyone. Alright, we'll change it to anyone. There we go.
Says, will you continue doing works in Infernal Works? Wow, I did not expect to get that question. I think the only thing I have left to do is EFX. If I get around to playing Nero, I'll probably do his EFX as well. I still have Dante EFX to go for his SDT and his DT, though. I haven't gotten around to those, because I'm lazy.
Guys,
Atmosphere.
we just set it to public chat, guys, so if anyone's watching, you guys can go ahead and talk to us.
I see a question for me. Well, I appreciate them. We should probably keep them to Mayo for today.
No, you guys, go for it. You guys take whatever questions you want. We're just here
All right, sure thing. Definitely Doom 4 for Atmosphere, but Doom Eternal's gameplay is definitely more my cup of tea.
Will you survive this trial? We shall see.
It's badass, having preferences. I really liked, something I really like UAC Atlantica for is that it kind of, because I associate it with Delta's level and some other CBT, I'm a big fan of the track for it because it just makes me think of you're on like the razor's edge of just nearly being dead at any second. So when I think about that, it reminds me of Doom 2016. I kind of remember why people like Doom 4's Atmosphere.
You know what? I at times I prefer Doom 4 2016's Atmosphere, but like I start playing it and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this Atmosphere. This is so good. But then after like 2 or 3 hours, I'm like, all right, like I kind of want to go back to Cultist Base and Mars Core and all that stuff. So I kind of flip flop on it.
I was pretty happy with the Mars Core Master level. I thought that was pretty goddamn fun.
Nice.
There was a few bits that were a little weird. I got a really weird pinky spawn in the you know, the arena where the little tube comes up and you go down underneath of the turbine.
Yeah.
I had a pinky spawn outside on like one of the like bridges, and I just keep hearing him, and I had to scope out, and I was like, there he is.
Hey Mayo, Fireball Boy asks if you will ever play Resident Evil 4 on stream.
If I'll ever play Resident Evil 4 on stream, you know what? That's a definitely maybe, because I just did a half playthrough of it on Twitch, like, I don't know, like a month and a half ago, or I guess no, like right before Village came out. I already did that, so I would give it some time. But yeah, I could do that.
Have you seen the VR RE4?
I already own it, but I haven't played it yet.
Oh, okay. Let me know what you think of that, because I've heard some good stuff.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good.
And you haven't been crashing at all in any of the master levels or horde mode? It's been pretty good for you then?
I have not played the master levels yet. I had to come home.
Ooh.
I had a doctor's appointment at 7:30, and then I had to come home and prep to make the full auto video, and that was hours.
No crashes on horde mode at all?
No.
I'm just gonna.
I haven't had a single crash.
Oh, not bad. I was gonna respond there to George SB. On the antithesis of things, I've had a lot of crashes. And I've had the blood punch. I had the blood punch kind of weirdly proc a few times, almost got me killed.
I didn't mean to pick up the bonus. Damn it. Like, I'm bad about that. I just randomly accidentally pick up the bonus, or I get knocked into it.
Yeah. I was trying to avoid them. I was trying to avoid them for the longest part. I got plasma rifle and chain gun as my first two guns.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
That's
oh
weird.
my god, I have nothing.
I was ballista. Oh god, I was ballista combat shotgun, and then I got super shotgun. And so I mean, it was like I had good stuff, but at the same time, I was like, it's just so awkward.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. It's a little awkward if you have the muscle memory for it.
Yeah.
Nick Apocalypse asks, Arbalist or Destroyer Blade?
Oh, destroyer blade, 100%. Like there's no fucking doubt.
I think a lot of people say D-Blade is situational, where I think I think it's the exact opposite. I think with general movement and stuff, I think Destroyer Blade is so much more versatile because it kills prowlers, shield soldiers, carcasses, full charge kills whiplashes, stuns hell knights.
Yeah, you just gotta know how to move with it. And
yeah, it's a learning curve, but it's a little ridiculous once you get used to it.
Yeah, it's great. I love using it all the time. And then
I
just
see.
base fire.
I see a question from Freeman K. Oh, my bad, wrong question. Brianna Griffiths asking if you think console players can never be as good as PC players, and I just want to put a little bit of input on that. I think even the best console players are like somewhere near like mid to low high tier like PC players. Once you get like to levels of ZazMan, controllers just aren't fast enough.
No, you like it. Facts are facts. You are handicapped. You cannot do as much with two thumbs as you can do with your entire wrist.
The way my apologies.
But you can still be amazing. Like there are console players that are better than me for sure, right? With the dedication. But like comparing like the toppest tier PC with top tier console, there's always going to be a gap.
You are handicapped, clip it. The way I approach it from like a physiological aspect, and it's the same thing I would do with like talking about DMC, is that when you compare the range of motion to just the tendons in your thumb to the whole set of muscles controlling someone's arm, their elbow, their forearm, and their wrist, the degree of precision that you can afford yourself over a space is like per pixel, if you want to get low enough, you know, and that's crazy. On top of that is with the keyboard is that you have access, your digits have access to more keys at once. You can do more with every single finger, whereas with console, like this would like, I'm used to like having to get the finger dexterity on controller from fighting games in DMC. Like you can do it, but you're just missing so much.
Yeah, and no hate either, man. Like, hey, console players, much love to you, man. Like we couldn't do this without you.
I've seen controller players play better than some like low to average PC players because like some people just like they're used to the console. They've been playing it on now for like what 13 years. First person shooters been popularized on consoles. A lot of people are just used to it now.
For sure. Controller quick swaps can play better than me.
Don't say that. He'll hear you. I got the chain gun as well when I played this. Yeah, funny. Mayo, have you messed around with using a macro for B-hops?
No, I'm not a B-hop player. It's cool, like, I get it. It's very, very cool. But I'm just not interested in playing the game that way.
Me neither. I'm more of an air control kind of guy. I just air strafe all the time.
Like,
I don't
just
get
like
anything
dashing
up.
around. And, you know, I'm good. I'm good. It's very cool. I like watching it. It's amazing to see. I think we've had a few more tagged questions in there.
Under the Mayo, will you still be using the full auto buff? I thank you for getting me to the God of War games. I've played 1 and 2, and I'm loving it so much so far.
Oh, great. I don't think I will. I think I'm just gonna stick with the way it is now. I'm happy with it. I don't need to do any more modding to it. I mean, maybe just take off Zoom, but I'm happy with it.
You can do a G_Force FOV 120, and if you want to take out the Zoom.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's do that in a minute. Don't you dare. And also, yeah, you're welcome for getting you into God of War, man. I mean, God of War's great.
Question for Under the Mayo.
Yeah, someone else had a question about coming home and something. So before the shotgun question, there was someone else.
Oh yeah, let me scroll up. I see one is what is your favorite like study tune or like relaxation tune?
Oh, relaxation.
Hold on, are you
tune.
seeing a chat that I'm not seeing any of?
The chat might be underneath the viewing window if you have YouTube in theater mode.
I see.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what? My go-to. I have 2 chill records. One of them is I think the 2012 album from what is it called? I can't even remember. I know the album's called To Forget. They have a song called Sad Sad Song. Look that up. Look up a song called Sad Sad Song. But I love Come Now Sleep from As Cities Burns. Just a wonderful, kind of like slow, somber indie rock album. It's really good for chilling out. And Still from Nine Inch Nails, where he plays a bunch of Nine Inch Nails songs on piano. And that's really good too. Wow, chain gun on the fucking turrets. Okay.
Oh wait, turrets in Horde mode?
Yeah.
How many DLC demons do they have in
All of them.
All of them.
That is awesome. So like, it's about time we saw some DLC demons in campaign.
Vanilla arenas.
That is awesome.
I still notice that the Armored Barons have a tendency to get confused around certain pathways.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's just because they, you can tell how the Geo is made for Ancient Gods too, that they made them with Armored Barons in mind. You see a lot more like very, very simple slopes, a lot more like square geometric design for Reclaimed Earth specifically. Like that kind of stuff is really interesting comparing to the campaign Geo.
I would say interesting is a really polite way of putting it. I hate the Geo in Tag 2. I think it's awful. It sucks me into everything. There's just clips on clips on clips. The worst. Like, I think the only thing I like out of Tag 2 is probably the modded skin we got that Will made for the UN skin.
That's really weird because I spoke with someone and they said that they thought that the Tag 2 arenas were some of their best.
I like some of them, but I think that they're a little samey. They all kind of feel like just like multiplayer arenas in a way.
Yeah, they almost feel like copy-pasted prefabs.
Like you compare it to the arenas and like the blood swamps compared to the Hold, like those are 2 very, very different types of arena design.
The thing is like, yeah, because they accommodate for the fact that you're going to be using your full mobility and toolkit, and that's evident in how they've designed the areas. Something like I've noticed as well in, oh my god, I just had a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. and I forgot it. Oh yeah, Tag 2 has like one really good arena in every level.
Yeah.
In World Sphere, it's the Escalation. Reclaimed Earth has a few good ones, and
like that
Mora
first
has
one.
the last one. In Reclaimed Earth?
Yeah.
I wonder why Reclaimed Earth specifically has so many CBC master levels. I wonder why
Because
that's
the Geo is the worst and it's really long.
Ah, I see.
I would say that. I did the current CBT one, and I got it down to 3 deaths. And to be honest, I can't be arsed lowering it anymore. That was after like 3 tries, so at this stage I'm like, nah.
I don't really care if I lose lives. I already beat this thing. Just playing
Nice.
with the stream, whatever.
Huge. I wanted to try to get my clips archive dumped before Horde Mode 2 came out, but I had failed, so I started playing more Doom. As a Doom content creator, do you ever get that, Mayo, where you have to sit down and do work, but you just end up playing more Doom?
It happens, yeah. I'm like, I need to record this clip, and then like, but the clip I need to record is like 40 minutes into the campaign, and so once I get the clip, I'm like, you know.
Freeman. Freeman, I kind of disagree. He says that he thinks none of the DLCs were in close quality to the base campaign.
No, I
think that Tag 1 was a great, not to make a pun, but escalation of the campaign. It's just so DLC 2, like what many people already said. I'm not saying anything new. It kind of dropped the ball. It was like a very weird curve where it kept rising and then suddenly it just went all the way down. Like we were back to like Terrace Nabad level difficulty in like the last 3 levels you'll ever
That's
be
really
playing.
putting it nicely. I would say, go on.
No, I was just gonna ask another question. You say your thing first, and then we can move on.
Mine is an extremely general blanketing statement of just saying that I hate absolutely everything Tag 2 has to offer.
You don't think that's a little bit disingenuous?
No.
I just don't like any of it. I've had so much time to reflect on it, and I tried like excusing parts of it. I was like, oh well, some parts in this are good and some parts in that are good, but I just don't like it.
You just don't like, overall, you just don't want to play through it again.
No.
Mayo,
Okay.
would you rather talk about battle mode or the Crucible? Tell me, and I will ask away.
I guess I could talk battle mode. I've already said all I have to say on the Crucible in that one video that I did on it. But you know, on the topic of Tag 2, I think Tag 2 has strong moments. I can do a casual Ultra Nightmare run with it and have some fun.
Yeah.
It plays a lot better with randomizer.
Have you tried the unbalanced randomizer
I
on World
haven't.
Sphere?
I haven't. But Tag 1 to me is like the definitive Doom Eternal combat experience. So
yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I'm really inclined to agree with that. Did I ever? I had this. The best way I could put it is just like headcanon of that. If you kept the Crucible and the Hammer, that one would work off extra stacked like Blood Punch refueling, and one would work off weak points. So like optimally, you'd just be swinging around the Crucible and Hammer like Rules of Nature or something.
I think there's been a few mods that really improved the Crucible. Like it's free for fodder, so it's just, then again it's just another replacement, like another cool reskin for the chainsaw when it gets to that point. But I think
instant that'd be cool.
I think the Crucible being for like health when you're super low as opposed to the chainsaw, because you still get iframes, and having regenning charges and just being able to swap between the hammer and the Crucible would make it a really fun weapon. I have to try to incorporate it more into my gameplay. But the thing is, it's not really a weapon that you take. Like, there's no skill involved in it, like with the hammer when you gotta choose when to use it.
It's a
just
power trip weapon for your first playthroughs.
Exactly.
That makes a whole lot of people go, "Fuck yeah! I've been dying for something like this." You know,
I definitely.
That's all. That's how it starts.
I think if it weren't for the, sorry, my apologies. I think you were trying to say something. Played the past.
No, I'm just saying I don't want to lose that guy's battle mode question.
What
was it?
Will you give Battle Mode 2.0 a try?
No.
Fair.
I think battle mode is really cool. Like, it's a very cool concept. I get it. It's just not my thing. I'm not into it myself. But Dread Knight looks awesome. You know.
Dread Knight looks really cool. I'm really glad that he plays the way that he does, because I was talking about this for ages. He looks really cool. Sorry, yeah, I was so blown away. I was like, wow, that actually looks fun.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
I have never been.
Crom, this is second playthrough, casual. I don't really care if I lose lives this time. I'm just kind of playing on stream for fun.
I have never been a guy who's a fan of multiplayer shooters where people can cheese it and make themselves invincible. And that's the experience I got when playing battle mode. Is when you're facing really good demons, they just run away, starve you, and like spam their shields. Especially so in the case of Pain Elemental, Archvile, what have you. So it wasn't really fun to me to play that. While the concept is really cool, I think tuning it up to 11, making the demons super fast, making their summons like give them power-ups or something so they have incentives to do it, not just starve you. I think a bit more of that back and forth is awesome, and that's what I think when I hear Slayer versus Demon multiplayer. But I think it's just kind of slow and methodical. It can get pretty crazy from the Demon side, but the Slayer is pretty staple. Swap combos is all there really is in terms of that and the crazy amount of movement that I've seen people do in the battle mode arenas.
I was about to say, I don't think it just comes down to DPS. There's a lot of aspects of battle mode that work really well in both a classic and a contemporary setting. But I just think that its initial approach and the latency issues that it had suffered have really slowed down the development of its balance a lot, and it's been really hard for it to come into its own. If they're planning to support Doom for as long as they do, and they continue to support battle mode for as long as they support the game, I think we'll end up with something really good, but I feel like that's a little... I'm just worried that it might end up being too little too late at that stage.
No, looks like there's a retarded bird in our chat.
Let's go.
Wait, I should... Oh, wait, how do we... Challenged. He's very challenged. Very sweet.
Yeah, let's not use that word on my stream, please.
Correct. Apologies, Hump. You are my best friend, and I love you.
I could have sworn, it would have been me that let something like that slip, and that's okay.
Only with the penguin. Only the penguin.
At work, I'm awful. It's like when I'm talking to my manager, I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking know. She's like, dude, it'll look sorry.
You know, with battle mode, I think the main thing that kind of takes me out of it is the round system. Like, I feel like I play it for 30 seconds, and then I have to stop and sort through menus again. And I just want to play. I just want to play. And it's just like there's so many rounds and stopping and starting again. And I just couldn't really get into it. Oh, hey, what's up, Hum? How you doing?
I think Siege had this exact same issue for me when I started playing it more. I just fucking hate this startup. Just get me in, man. Just let me play.
Cursed Prowlers are like MVPs of Horde mode sometimes. Like, holy shit.
I got cursed by one, and I immediately just looked at it. My friend was watching me. I just looked at it through the wall, just ballista boosted all the way around, and I was like, you motherfucker. I just hit it with a flying blood punch, and I went past it. It was so good.
I was saving the 4x multiplier on this level, and I was going after the Cursed Prowler, and then he teleported in front of me, and he knocked me back into the point multiplier. And then I spent the whole point multiplier just trying to chase him down. I was so angry.
Donation question, Chief.
Jermaine with $5. Thanks so much.
What is the worst weapon attachment, and by extension, the worst weapon in Doom Eternal?
Worst?
I think with the full auto buff, it's hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, God, I don't know.
There's always mobile turrets.
Personally, micro missiles. It's just that easy, but
yeah. Oh, dude, but like setting up buff micro missiles on possessed demons is so rad. It's so good.
It feels cool and it looks cool, but I'm all about that efficiency, baby.
Yeah.
The thing is, micro missiles aren't bad. Micro missiles aren't bad. Precision bolt is just so much better.
It's not that they're bad. Like when we say worst, I don't even like that word because
I think mobile turret is pretty bad.
It makes you think that they're bad, but like.
Yeah.
Not everyone plays this game even on the quick swap meta, and if you don't play the game that way, which the game wasn't necessarily made for everyone to play it that way, like other mods are really good. So it's not like you pick something and it's like, oh, if you use this, you're gonna die.
Yeah, I totally know what
Yeah.
you mean. Personally, I don't use chain gun shield at all ever. I'm a mobile turret guy for life, so you know me and Mayo, we both have our non-meta weapon mods that we prefer. But I think micro missiles, because it is a sort of a stone-in situation where its resistances are sort of tacked on. I've read the spirit resistances, and they're like built with micro missiles and like non-meta weapons to be used in mind. I think that it's not a perfect. I think they should have just buffed it a little bit, maybe. But in like micro missiles, it's just it's usable in the least situations, in my opinion, as opposed to.
Sure, it's a niche weapon. It's this hey, you know what? I'm in the mood to shoot some micro missiles kind of weapon. That's all it is.
I'm a big fan of doing the weapon mod swap tech into micro missiles as I'm going over, because I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to freestyle and just trying to make my combat look really stylish.
Yeah.
I'm also going to catch up here on some back questions that got lost a little bit here.
Please.
Number one is from Creeper Block 3. It's, hey, Under the Mayo, did you watch SpongeBob as a kid?
No, I did not. I was more of a South Park kid.
Let's go. Full Auto actually asks a really cool question. My apologies, Kaiser, I'm taking this one from me really quickly because I want to comment on it too, lol.
No, you're good. I was gonna ask it earlier. Go ahead.
He says, Under the Mayo, how would you feel if there was an enemy that could change the structure of arena itself, like moving walls or monkey bars? I was saying that I think the only way they could improve on Eternal is upping the environmental interaction in depth, because you could copy and paste the combat, and you'd be fine.
As someone who's worked in depth with entities and how the geometry works in levels and dynamic entities like moving platforms, monkey bars, that's stuff that I've all copied and placed, etc. Currently, the framework is not in the game for an enemy like that to even exist. It would have to be the most complicated enemy in the game to date for something like that to even be feasible. I highly doubt that it would be possible in Eternal. They would probably have to think of it from the ground up when designing each enemy, because the amount of ways that moving geometry, like monkey bars, platform stuff, can break the AI of other demons is just kind of nuts.
Yeah.
It would basically have to involve updating each and every demon's pathfinding to account for it.
Yeah, makes sense.
That'd be absolutely nuts. But shifting platforms is something I'd really love to see, and because I think you could go absolutely ham with the level design in Eternal. Like, you could make mega structures and still have them be feasible arenas. With just how self-sufficient the gameplay is.
The issue with that is many dynamic entities in the game, AI pathing doesn't work on them.
Yeah.
And you see Prote account for that and actually use it to his advantage. In Horde Mode 2, he has these platforms with these Tier 1 zombies on them, and because they don't have their AI working, he uses them as meat hook nodes.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that would have to be something they would have to build from the ground up in order for anything like a mega structure to work and still have demons who would, move around and attack you on, or else they just stand still or die.
Right. Oh. Fat Duck asks, RoboCop video when?
When I hit 100k.
Based.
Easy. Yeah, I'm almost at 94. I'm almost at 94, so maybe in the next 3 to 4 months if sub count stays consistent. Raymond says, what will be your Halloween special? I'm so busy, I don't have time to do a Mayoween this year. I will make it up for you next year. I will do a Mayoween.
You could do like Hallow Thanksgiving, Hallow Giving.
Yeah, a late one. But no,
Really?
I'm
You
so
can do a
busy.
late one.
I got like 4 videos to make just on this update. And my sponsored video comes out on Thursday. It's just like,
Oh, huge.
I'm so booked. I got the Matrix video coming out. I got the God of War story video coming out. I got the style meter video. I don't have time.
A ton of people have been asking this question, so we should probably just get it out of the way so it doesn't keep getting spammed.
Yeah.
Do you like Horde mode?
Oh,
and
yeah.
what is your opinion on it?
I think it's really good. I think that they have crafted something in a way that will probably be the most entertaining to the most amount of players.
I can't wait to see what people do with mods using this.
And
The structure is awesome.
yeah,
I can't
right.
wait. Because I would definitely love to pick this up after Kaiser campaign is finished and see what I can do with the timed encounters. Oh shit, my mic. And the power-ups and the timed demons with the timers on them. That stuff is awesome. I want to see it fleshed out a bit more from what I've seen so far. It's just kind of basic. The most I've seen worked in are a few chain gunners, or am I wrong?
Look, it gets off to a bit of a kind of a start, but I mean that's figuring in that, dude. There's gonna think of all the people that are playing this, right? That need the rules explained to them. That are like it's crazy, and it gives people time to figure it out, and then like second half of Reclaimed Earth starts to feel like, okay, yeah, and then the Horde is, I think it's awesome.
It's just a shame it's so short.
It actually just occurred to me, I'd love to see new level packs for Horde mode.
Oh yeah, I really wanted new Geo, and I was so sad when I heard that they wouldn't be doing that.
I don't even mean like new Geo. I just wouldn't mind seeing like say if they did one like every year, the next year would be like, say, Blood Swamps, Mars Core, and Hell on Earth or something like that.
Oh yeah, I didn't expect new levels, God. Like that's and as for it being short, I don't agree. I mean, I was in it for a good hour and a half or so.
I think it's fun enough to throw on. I think if it was overbearingly long, then you wouldn't want to do it twice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's set up in a way that most people are going to be able to get through this thing, and they're going to want to play it again and get a better score. I think that's better than having something that is going to murder people and they're going to have to try over and over just to beat.
Yeah.
Because I beat it on my first try. I had a whole bunch of lives, and I'm like, I want to go do this and try to get a better score now. That's the sort of addictive nature. I think they nailed it.
I'm not personally one to care for the point system. I'm more so, it's nice to have a new playground, and all I can think about is, it's easy to get lost in the fact that, like, I'm like near 1,100 hours on.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to get lost in the fact that I can say, oh yeah, I have mods for that. Yeah. But like, console players are getting a massive update from this.
Oh yeah,
dude,
I'm so happy.
They're seeing shit that they have never ever experienced before.
Exactly, like console players are getting a huge boon out of this. So guys, if I can eat that shit up, you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. So far, I can't really look at any of the content and be like, this is just kind of bad. Well, aside from some aspects of the World Sphere, since it keeps the purple goo fog arena. Other than that, it's pretty good. I feel like there was one arena that was designed just to counter me because the ceiling is like 1 foot high. It's pretty funny.
The only way to counter ZazMan is to keep him in a very small arena, or just fill the air with Cacodemons. Just fill the air. Elemental's Cacodemons, Lost Souls. The only way, or else he will just fly.
Just like no airspace, no ground space, and you'll get me. Just because I've gotten so used to playing with the AI haste for the past few months that like when I'm in like those really close hallways, I've gotten so good at just gliding around enemies and wall dashing and stuff that I can move around indoors really efficiently now. But yeah, just literally like 42 pain elementals and I'm golden. I'm dead. I really.
I really like the randomization aspect of it because this run feels very different than my first run. Just because.
Oh, so it's randomized. I didn't know.
Yeah, no, you start with combat shotgun, and then my first run I immediately got the ballista, and then I got super shotgun, and then this time I got chain gun and then super shotgun.
You
and
mean
I am
weapons?
dying for my fucking microwave beam so bad, and it's just like it'll feel different every time you play it, and that makes it so much more fun to me. Because I don't know what's coming.
I was saying
here, I thought you meant like enemy randomization.
There's a little bit of it, I think, in the bonus demons that appear. They can be different, I think. Oh, I forgot the fucking multiplier. God damn it.
Wait, can you skip the bonus stages?
No. I think like you automatically unlock them, and then you play them.
On the topic of points that you guys were talking about earlier, from what I've seen, it's a shame that cheaters have already ruined the PC platforms. They probably will for the foreseeable future, even without mod injector.
Really?
Just by using like no clip and unlock console, you see all these losers with nothing better to do, ruining the fun for everyone else.
Well, I think that's really badass. They're gamers.
If you check on the leaderboard right now for Horde mode, it's a known cheater who I guarantee you used God or no clip or no target or something to get as much points as possible, and it's just a shame. It's a great game mode, but
how does that even Like,
There
how does it
there
even
is stuff
count?
out. You can still use. Okay, so mod injector isn't out, but there's more than one way to cheat, and I'm not going to go into it simply because I don't want more cheaters. But it's not fun to have to deal with people. It's not fun to have to tell more people how to do it.
I don't fucking remember when the different waves are coming in, so I end up saving that point multiplier,
And then you lost
and
it.
then I lose it all. Ah.
Damn it! I did that so many times on my first run.
I don't understand. Slow and steady wins the race. It just doesn't compute to me. Slow and
See,
steady
there,
lost the
there's my
bonus point.
weapon. I got okay, ballista. I want my microwave being so bad. I'm naked without it.
My first weapon was the chain gun. Then I got SSG laser rifle, and it was like, I've studied your tactics, so you've just denied me all of my DPS. Good job.
All right, got another question from your best friend, Volato. Is the God of War Ascension worth playing or not?
Totally worth playing. It's got definitely some weak aspects. It's the weakest of the 4 main PlayStation ones by far, but the combat system is like the perfection of the God of War combat system, in my opinion. And so play it strictly for the combat experience, and you'll have a good time.
Was Reclaimed Earth in the entirety of that arena, or am I? Oh, okay, no. I was gonna say.
I was going to say, did you ever actually play the Ghost Rider PSP game, Mayo?
No, I did not. I'm sorry.
That's such a cursed game. I don't know anyone else that's played it, but I played the shit out of it. I remember I broke my first PSP over the bike mini game because I sucked at racing.
Fuck Michael, this was all of you assholes. God damn it.
Does Kaiser and ZazMan have YouTube channels?
I don't think he sees that we've been chatting in the chat the entire time.
That's
you'll-
great because when I
find
do
us both.
chat and sorry.
No, it's okay. You can find us by just searching our usernames Kaiser_Will or ZazMan117 in YouTube chat. We both have channels.
I was going to say that it's funny as hell when I'm in a VC and then I'm typing away in chat and there's like, who's that guy in the background with the terrible mic? I actually got a new mic though. I think this one's a tad bit better.
Yeah, that talks about the cheating stuff. I'm just gonna focus on my own personal score. I just want the personal satisfaction of getting that high score, and that'll be good. And then I just can't wait to see what the mod community does with this.
The issue is that I know that the team behind Mod Injector is working on disabling the leaderboard for when Mod Injector is used, but there's nothing that Meathook can do to account for like no clip and that kind of thing.
Yeah, no.
It's too bad.
I got sucked into the Geo on Reclaimed Earth, like no clipped into it, so I had to use no clip from console to get out. Like that stuff still works. But hey ho.
Dude, the carcass is here blocking the coins is genius.
I had I was doing randomizer the other day and I had a Bloodmaker go in front of a possessed Archvile while he was summoning and I was like, you son of a bitch! You got me! I can't get past you easily, and he didn't like do his attack or anything. I was just like, wow. That's really scummy.
I think these coins would be really fun to turn into like tiny health pickups because it is such a pain to try to manually adjust those little health files, and it's why you don't see many new added ammo or health packs in my mods. Just because it's such a pain to adjust the Z 50,000 times.
Adjust the Z.
To get it just right, exactly. Because I don't want it to be floating. I don't want it to be in the ground. I don't have like the editor that id Software uses, so I can't get it perfect without reloading it 50 times.
Someone asked.
This is a good arena. I think this is when Horde Mode 2 starts stepping up. Is this? But yeah, sorry. Do I recommend air control rune for Horde Mode? I always recommend air control rune, regardless. When you're cooking dinner, air control.
Yeah. For when you're cooking dinner.
Yeah.
It's like having the fan on.
Yeah. It really helps when you're making lasagna and you're bouncing down.
Oh, do not get me started on lasagna, bro. I've had the munchies for the last 2 hours. Don't get me started on. I ate as well.
I'm starving.
Lord.
So I know
Lasagna is so good.
I know ZazMan has played the master levels, but have you, Mayo?
No, I went straight into making that full auto video. I did not have time. I wanted to get that out as soon as possible. And now it is. I don't have microwave beam. I can't do the leftovers. Fuck. But I'll get there. I'll probably save it to tomorrow. I don't want to rush it. You know, I just kind of want to take my time. I slept 1 hour last night.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, digest the content. You'll make the most. If you really have time to like sit on it, you'll have the most. You'll have the best thoughts about it because it's really easy to be like, yeah, this is great when you're looking at it when it comes out, and then let those thoughts stew for a little bit. And
yeah,
really
I just want to do horde mode today, and then we'll get to it. We'll do it all in due time. I need my micro missile. So I have a thing on my stream where the tech that I implement all the time, we give it names of food. So the microwave beam tech on the Marauder dog, and then hitting him is the hot dog. And then
yeah, you told me about that one.
This is all microwave beam stuff, by the way. There's the microwave beam where you beam them for a second and throw a frag, and then when they come out of the beam, they falter and it just locks them down. That's called the stir fry. And we have a new one. And it's when you have microwave beam and you cook a fodder demon and you get his health all the way down to that last pixel, and then you switch over and you heavy cannon, pop, and then you get the primary charger. We call that leftovers because they come from the microwave.
That's the most childish naming scheme I ever heard, but that's pretty good.
It works too. They're all catchy and they're fun.
I earlier today I pulled such a 3-year-old baby moment where this possessed Nightkeeper showed up, and I was like, I was about to take out Lock On, and I was like, no, I don't want to use Lock On. I just said that like subconsciously. And I was like, wait a minute, am I fucking 3? Don't even. I just crossed my arms, just fucking hum.
Speaking of leftovers, here's a really good question. Out of the leftover levels that haven't been used for Horde mode, which ones would you choose?
What?
Personally, I would say Urdak. How about you, though?
An Urdak theme would be good.
I think a Necrovol, Reclaimed Earth, and Hell on Earth middle section, and then an Urdak Hold end section would be cool.
With Necrovol 1 or 2? I'm more
Yes.
of a Necrovol Part 2.
I like Necrovol Part 1. It has some really claustrophobic things going on. It's a lot
Oh,
of fun.
right. For Horde mode, it has those it has the insta-kill traps, so that'd be great for doing more time sections like in Cultist Base.
Yeah,
but I was
exactly.
thinking in terms of pure arenas.
I think I
Oh.
might have to say Doom Hunter Base to get the
love Doom Hunter
the
Base.
final arena where there's the double fight, and also the opening arena, the symmetrical one.
Yeah, I love Doom Hunter's base. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think the arenas. I'm really, really waiting for the Doom Hunter's There's 2 master levels I'm waiting for: Doom Hunter base and Exaltia. I don't know why I like those levels so much, but when I think of Doom Eternal, I just think of those 2 levels.
I can't wait to see what id Software does with the gold bosses. It's been such a such a fun time getting them to work, but I want to see them finish because I've been putting a lot of work into getting, for example, the gold gladiator to function correctly, not only on his own but with the Dark Lord at the same time. Getting his fire not to. Fun fact about the gladiator, in-dev gladiator's fire at the moment. It looks like the normal ground fire that you would see for like the Golden Doom Hunter, right? But it's actually, the height of it is a full Slayer, a whole Slayer.
Yeah.
Its height, its hitbox, and so that's how people get hit in like Delta's master level when they're not anywhere near the fire, just because its hitbox is that big. So I really want to see a fully fleshed out fight.
Yeah.
Sorry, I might have been rambling about stupid stuff.
No. I just couldn't wait to agree with you. That was literally. I just couldn't wait to agree with you. I would love to see the Gold Gladiator work into fights. Delta's levels can be pretty mixed, but I did like fighting him in the Bloodslumps arena. Someone did ask, question for Mayo. I know you like Jurassic Park and enjoyed it, so what do you think of dinosaurs in general? I'm taking 3 sciences and a science club, learn how to be a real paleontologist. I actually kind of want to answer this one because I'm a big fan of dinosaurs.
That's an awesome question right out of like elementary
awesome
school.
question.
Hey bro, what do you think of dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs.
That's badass.
I mean, come on, dinosaurs. How could you not love dinosaurs? That's super cool. I don't know what to say. I mean, dinosaurs are awesome, right?
Who's gonna say fuck dinosaurs? I hate
Yeah.
dinosaurs. All my homies hate dinosaurs.
Who actually, because I used to go on Facebook friends, just like reply to people like, have some dino toys. I would reply with a stock photo of these old plastic dino toys to people that were just complaining about things. It was great. No, dinosaurs are badass. It's really cool that you're studying sciences and in science club to learn how to be a paleontologist. I did 3 sciences and I was in the science club too. It's good stuff. If you get the chance, do double down on studying physiology and biology. It's my like.
I like the Stegosaurus. Stegosauruses are cool.
Stegosaurs. There's this anime I watched called Inferno Cop. And
Sounds
there's
like
this.
a Red Letter Media review movie. Inferno Cop.
That's basically
They
how
thought
the
he was
intro
gay.
sounds.
he
You're
was
so
gay.
close. Inferno Cop is like a 34-minute total length anime. That's its complete length. It's 34 minutes, and it's just asinine garbage, and it makes me laugh. It makes me belly laugh, like ugly laugh. It's so stupid. Should dinosaurs be unbanned by the Earth devs? No, they were kind of overpowered in their patch, but I feel like now there's enough like anti-meta options for them.
Hey, I did it.
But I'd love
I
to
fell the first time. Yeah, I got it. How do I feel about Rage 2? Haven't played it. I own Rage 1. Haven't played it. But you know, stick with the channel for the next 8 years, and you might see Rage 2 on here.
I was like seeing Rage 2 come out, and I was like, this looks okay. This could be fun. And then it kind of just got received really mediocrely. But I should probably try it out for myself.
Squad damage fall over shotgun? Yes, please.
Question for Mayo. Do you want to ask this one, Kaiser? Okay, just disappeared into the ether.
Oh, my bad. I was clicking my mouse button that I usually did for my mic, but I rebounded tonight. Yeah, sure. I don't mind, although I doubt he'll have a good answer for us while he's playing. Mayo, who's had the best rant while playing the game or streaming?
God. Well, I mean, I guess it would probably be a tie between Arrhythmia's rants on the game itself and Maynard's rants about Zoomers. And being old.
Those are good rants.
My personal favorite rant was earlier today when I was trying to have a good conversation about Horde mode of the new Master levels, and Penguin just started saying fart again and again and again, and he wouldn't stop.
There was this no, I've lost it now. I had a really good one. Have you seen Dusk 82? It's
I've
a new
seen
version
it, but
of the great Dusk game.
I haven't played it. I've known about it for the longest time. I haven't been in the mood to play it. But you know, after all this Doom Eternal update 6.6 stuff and those videos, maybe mid-November, late November might be a good time to just chill out with some cool little indie games.
I'm buying this now.
No, it looks awesome. I think
buying
Andrew
this now.
Holsholt
This
did the
looks
music
cool.
for it too, and it's all like Atari bit music.
Yeah, it looks
Ooh,
like
is it- Go ahead.
what's that one game Seth Scene Tots reviewed about living in the Finnish wilderness? That's so big. Go on, guys. You're about to say.
No, here's a really good question that I think you should put some input on, Zaz.
Dude,
dude, are you
keyboard
fucking
and
kidding
mouse
me?
support one.
What are you? Wait. What are we fucking kidding you over,
Dude,
Mayo?
this fight has
he
so
got
many
the hammer.
fucking spirits, and I still don't have the plasma rifle.
Yeah, I didn't get the plasma rifle phrases. Oh yeah. Let me answer this one really
Okay,
quickly.
go for it.
Do you think it should add keyboard and mouse support to consoles? I don't see why not. Yeah, I don't. I think Siege had this issue on console as well, and it still has this issue where you would have either PC players smurfing or console players trying to get edge on it. It's a little weird because there is also the Elite controllers. So no matter how you look at it, there is going to be a peripheral divide on consoles.
Yeah.
Really, it's just a matter of how big developers are willing to let that gap go. If they don't have native keyboard and mouse support, then we'll be working under the assumption that they didn't want it. and that they're intending you for use either the default controller, and if you desire more, to purchase the controllers recommended.
Yeah, they
But I would
balance.
personally, because if I had to buy a new graphics card to play Doom, and at the time I didn't care about my frame rate, so I would have very happily gotten it on console and played with keyboard and mouse had I had the chance, but it wasn't there.
They do different balance on consoles for a reason. You know,
Yeah.
they intend people to be playing with that handicap that Mayo was talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Did you ever play The Fall, Mayo?
The what?
The Fall? It's a.
I've never heard of it.
It's an indie. It's like a puzzle indie game about this AI, and its job is to keep its person in its suit alive, and it crash lands on this alien planet. It's like a 2D platforming puzzle game.
No, I don't know about this.
You should give it a go. I think it'd be your thing.
If we're talking about indie games, I think everybody should play. There's nothing living under the lighthouse.
I
think
love nothing. But I love that game, dude. I didn't even realize that it got a new ending lately.
No, see, I actually prefer the. I'm not gonna spoil it for everyone because it's really fun. But personally, I prefer the old ending with all its quirks. I think it's just a more
Yeah.
it's a less complicated thing that you can just have some fun with, and then be like, wow, that was fun, and then go to something else. I really love the haunted PS1 aesthetic, and I want to see more games like it.
Absolutely, no, I totally agree. I love that aesthetic because it does that thing where it kind of leads you into filling the rest of the blanks with your own head.
Yeah, I love that.
that,
Books,
like-
movies, like
Dusk does it as well with its Dusk does it as well with its horrors enemies with the really low poly models.
definitely. Yeah. I've been looking to make my own game, and that's the exact same aesthetic that I'll be shooting for as what Dusk does, except it's going to be a bit more. I don't want to say that I'm going to be copying Ultra Kill, but it's going to be a bit more in the vein of a true movement shooter, other than like a movement shooter with a bit more fun hopping aesthetic.
I dislike the term movement shooter because I feel like it's a different
accidentally
design.
shot the BFG.
I feel like it's a different design philosophy as to just actually 1 second there. I was about to say there. Yeah, no, I think movement shooters. Ooh, we have a big donation.
Holy
question. I'll
shit.
go ahead and ask that one first.
$200.
No,
from
that's
Crum
200
Trot.
Mexican pesos. Don't get too excited, guys.
My bad. I didn't.
Crum's
see
not that
the-
generous.
What do
I
you
know
What
him.
do you think of the hammer having 4 charges? Oh my
Yeah,
god,
dude, the hammer balance is so good. It's so fucking
Oh, I
good.
didn't even. I didn't even. realize they
I
bounced
wonder
hammer.
where they got that from. That's
Everybody's saying it should be that.
who I wonder who
Oh, yeah.
thought. I wonder who thought that up. You know, it's so hard to balance the hammer. Like someone must have had to put a lot of time and effort into. Okay, I'm gonna stop joking. I did it.
I was going to say something I'm really smug about, and someone messaged me about it because I posted my recent video on a Facebook group. Someone messaged me about it saying like absolute giga chat hammer bound to none. But that's really cool to see that. They went around to rebalancing hammer actually a little more. I'm really happy to see that. Does it still get refilled with weak points, or is it
Weak points and glory
accurate?
kills, but double requirements.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
can't just instantly charge it.
I have been talking
It's-
about
it's
this
great.
forever.
It's great.
Yeah. As soon as Tag 2 dropped, I made
Yeah.
a mod to change its balance, and I'm
Yeah, I
so
used
glad
to-
they went with that. That is awesome. I knew it was rebalanced, but I didn't know that was what they did.
Yeah.
I still think maybe 5, but 4 is
You
good.
know,
Does it,
good
if
even
it,
number,
if it,
you know?
it,
Bam,
yeah,
bam,
good
bam,
number.
bam, you got it.
2 mancubi.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not
Yeah.
always surrounded by 2.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm just saying like 2 mancubi is a nice even number, and it's a good
Yeah,
reward if you do snipe both their cannons. I was about to say very quickly that I would honestly use the hammer if it just behaved like a very angry frag grenade.
I think just reducing the stun times a little bit and making it so that blood punch kills also charge hammer, and take away glory kills and save that for blood punch makes it a
Yeah.
really unique combat tool.
Yeah.
That's a cool one too. It is. I like both of them.
Maybe I'm just an elitist because I've been incorporating that version of the hammer into my playstyle ever since I implemented it. But it's my preferred way to play the game now, personally.
It feels good.
I think reserving glory kills for the blood punch isn't a bad balance choice at all. I think with so many ways to like refill blood punch as it is, I just love that. I love that blood punch is as OP as it is, and nobody talks about how OP it is.
It's a great tool. It's
so good.
monstrous. It's so powerful because when you're like on full stack and you full flame, full ice the crowd, and you're like, oh yes,
Bam,
no
bam,
ammo
bam.
investment, bam, 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 just gonna build glory,
Right.
kill 3
But then you get out, then it gets out of control, and you just use them all. And like, yeah, and then I'm like, oh god, I need a blood punch.
You're just hitting air. Yeah.
You're like,
blood punch is great, but I ended up always saving it, like with power ups in video games where you can like hold on to them. I never knew when to use it, and that's why I was really glad that I was starting to encourage people to use blood punch on fodder enemies to get hammered, because now they're using it more often. I think that's well, I don't know.
Sorry, I was just gonna catch up on some questions.
Well, Crom also said
Sorry, yeah,
something.
we've been
Crom with the 200 peso donation also said something about RoboCop. I'm not quite sure what it was.
RoboCop Slayer skin, would you use it or not?
Well, yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, come on, that's an eat. Come on, you knew the answer was yes to that. You asked it anyways, man.
So easy.
That sounds badass. I can see it in my head, which is the worst part.
Why are
If
you
you
guys,
could,
what's with the sudden talk about RoboCop? Is that like a battle mode reward or something? I thought I saw something like that.
No, it's
No.
because I announced that for my 100 sub special, which I'm like 6,000 away. I'm gonna do a full hour analysis of the original movie. I've spent 9 months putting it together.
I was a big fan of RoboCop too. I just think the absolute time crisis. I love movies that turn into time crisis. I think because I loved Death Wish 3. I loved the Dirty Harry films. They just turn into time crisis towards the end. It's great.
Dude, this is a nightmare without my microwave beam. Oh my god. I can't hot dog. I'm like, I like hot dogging, man. What can I say?
This is a really bad time to tell you that hot dog is a low-key naughty word.
I'm sure it is. Isn't everything?
Everything is at this stage,
Yeah.
but it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Another one for Mayo. Have you seen Jupiter Hell? It's like a Doom roguelike.
What?
Have you seen Jupiter Hell? It's a Doom roguelike. I think you'll love it.
No, I have not. I don't know. I feel so bad. People are like, hey, what about this game? And I'm like, I don't know. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, actually, I want to answer this question from Ruthless Hunter. My apologies, Kaiser. I'm already talking a lot. I like this question a lot. What is the differences between Eternal and Ultra Kill? And I'm sorry, I've been practicing this one. I've been practicing this question. I think
Is that a
with
sincere
Doom Eternal-
question?
I think with Doom Eternal, and it's something I compare to, again, Devil May Cry a lot. With Doom Eternal, Ultra Kill, and DMC, Doom Eternal doesn't front load its tech. It doesn't expect you to play crazy. It just accommodates. It has like a couple of core design ideas with its enemies and its environments that it can accommodate that degree. But Ultra Kill front loads its tech and not really asks you, but it enforces or presents more opportunities for you to play crazy.
I would say with the difficulty, especially so in the cyber grind, Ultra Kill doesn't. It like almost demands you to get good at that skill. Like Minos Prime.
That's why I like
you
that.
need to have that tech down to beat him. And
Yeah.
The Flesh Prison was my favorite gatekeeping ever in an FPS game so far. It made me get good.
The cyber grind is when you actually have to play the game well, but the campaign, that's my problem with Ultra Kill. I think it's a good game, but my problem with Ultra Kill is that it does not ask me to play well. It never does. It just doesn't. It just says, hey, here's a big OP starting weapon with infinite ammo and brain dead AI and a triple air dash to run away as much as you want. Just screw around. And hey, if you want high points, then you can start switching weapons. Nope.
I can't wait for Peter to turn up the heat. That's when because I think he's playing the slow game. I think early Ultra Kill, everything we've seen so far, and maybe even the next layer, I think towards the end of his Act 2, it's going to get nuts, because I know there's going to be a rematch with Gabriel. He is going to turn up the heat, and everything from there is going to be like cyber grind, like 40th wave, crazy shit.
That's great, but you're talking about later game, and I think, and what you guys, the question was,
Right.
what's the difference between Ultra Kill and Doom Eternal?
Yeah.
Doom
Yeah.
Eternal in its opening levels asks you to learn how to play this damn game, and Ultra Kill says, hey, don't worry about learning how to play this game at all, and then you're gonna get to these later levels that are gonna kick your ass because you don't know how to play.
You're right. It sort of lets you learn at your own pace, and once you're ready to start styling on enemies, you have the freedom to do so. But in the first few levels, you're not really pushed to do it.
Yeah,
More so that you have the freedom to completely like burn through levels as fast as you want and get those crazy points and get the S rank.
It's like Resident Evil starting you with a 200 round grenade launcher, and then 4 hours in taking it away and being like, okay, well now you need to be managing your ammo and avoiding enemies. Like, well, that's not the game that you presented me with.
That might be a bit,
an extreme
of an
example.
overstatement. I don't think the pistol is that good.
It
especially
is.
when
It
you-
is so good, dude. Oh, it's all you need. It's all you need, baby. Charge. Okay, run away. Headshot. Dash. Headshot. Oh wait, I need health. Charge shot. Run in. Boom. My
You know
health
what?
is
I
refilled.
do agree. The charge shot, especially so when you get whiplash, charge shot for refilling health is way too easy.
And all you need to do is take away infinite
why I
ammo.
beat Gabriel.
Take away infinite ammo and make ammo pickups, or ammo recharges based on your style meter, or ammo recharges faster if you're switching weapons. But infinite ammo for an OP starting weapon against brain dead AI and super powerful movement options is a recipe for disaster, I think.
This is a interesting conversation for me personally because it's rhetoric, and not rhetoric, my apologies. It's a conversation I see being I'm also replying in chat. It's a conversation I see being talked about a lot. And it's for both, again, I keep relating it back to it, it's just because they kind of fulfill that same niche design philosophy in a way, where you have people that approach Devil May Cry with the idea of just, this is what you need to get the S rank, and that's all I'm looking for.
Yep.
But you have people who will approach Ultra Kill, and you have people who will approach Devil May Cry with the idea of, I'm going to get crazy with this. But that doesn't excuse the fact that it has base design problems that kind of don't really help its goal. If your goal is to get people crazy with it, then present the opportunity and the expectation that you should be
show
getting
me the
crazy.
benefits of playing crazy. Make crazy play mean something if you want me to be playing crazy, because like you don't make a game expecting players to come in knowing what to do and wanting to do what you want them to do, right? Like you don't make a game and be like, hey, I'm expecting you to want to do this, and like, no, what? I'm just here to play your game.
I'm gonna want to win, and I'm gonna want to not die.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It's gonna expect you to look at the ranking system and think how to like metagame that, but not everyone is going to do that. There's the intended audience, then there's the audience that's going to be playing the game.
Yeah.
And I think that like you can't make those.
And they could, they could have the same exact game. They could basically have the same exact game and still make it something that shows me, that gets me to want. Okay, because here, look, we talk about balance, right? Of course, Doom Eternal is not a perfectly balanced game, but this is the game that we use a lot for.
It's mostly its balance problems or its bugs.
Well, I mean, there's some mods and stuff like that. Chain guns busted, and lock on rockets are too easy to lean on. I mean, there's always going to be shit, right? But what I talked about in my Fun Zone video last year is that the important thing is that any game that is based on sort of stylish play, the responsibility of the game is to get a new player interested in playing in a stylish way and having fun with the system they've made, so that when you do eventually get to the point where you have broken stuff and the game's kind of busted, you don't over rely on busted stuff because you're having too much fun with the system they've made.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess
that's what you got to do. That's why I'm not running around all day doing SSG, ballista, and chain gun spam, because I'm already in love with the system. So when I do get to the broken stuff, I don't care about it. So you don't want to present people with your broken stuff right from the beginning, because they'll never fall in love with the system you made.
The thing is, I think Ultra Kill was sort of expecting people who are already I guess it's an issue of expecting players to already play a certain way when they pick up the game, and I
It's
get
called
absolutely get that.
Doesn'tMakeQuake.com.
Yeah, no, it's that's their choice. That's fine.
And I was used to quick swapping in every game since I picked up Doom Eternal in Doom 2016. I was used to swapping weapons no matter how good they were. I thought it was fun. It was my way to play the game, and that's why I think I enjoyed Ultra Kill a lot more than you, because I didn't notice the pistol was OP because I wasn't using it as much until I learned like the coin mechanics. Like I loved the shotgun. I thought it was really fun. I loved using them in tandem and swapping them, learning the tech.
Yeah.
Although I can totally see how it might not be easy.
And to be fair, like now that I know how to play Ultra Kill, when I pop it on and I say, okay, I'm gonna try to beat this level as fast as possible and get a high rank, then I do start engaging in the system. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this is where the fun is, and like, and it's fun. I'm doing the weapon swapping and all that stuff, but like I can't help but feel like there's gotta be players who pick up the game and go, okay, what is this game? Oh, okay, I can just run around with the pistol. Oh, a shotgun that I can reflect. Okay, well, messing around with this is just getting me killed more than just using the pistol, so I'll just use the pistol.
I guess it's all a topic of player freedom.
Yeah.
I think it's more so player agency and core design philosophies and how people interact with them. That's a psychology thing within itself. But going back to the point, I think the big thing for Doom Eternal is that on PC especially, and this isn't really, I don't like the argument but mods lol, but I think for mods lol, the high level content requires your intimate knowledge of the systems.
Like,
Correct.
Yeah, and that's wonderful.
It's
Yeah,
not like
because we have the
DMC's high
benefit.
level.
We have
It's
the
not like
benefit of
DMC's high
knowing.
level where, yeah, it's true. It's not like DMC's high level where it's just, okay, how good are you mechanically and technically? How good is your execution? That's DMC's high level, and that's not going to be for everyone that gets into it, because it isn't. But those are the people that have stuck with it. That's not for everyone.
I also would like to input on what Mayo said earlier that I sidelined for a bit. You said you were talking a bit about brain dead AI. I disagree, because not every studio, like when Dusk has what you would call brain dead AI, but it works great for what the game is. As long as the AI is able to function with the system that the game creator makes, it can be simple, it can be complex. It all depends on how you approach it in the context of the levels and the weapons you're using to fight.
I do not disagree with you, and I when I talk about AI, I try, like in videos when I start criticizing that stuff, I do try to make a point to specify that simple AI does not have to be bad. Like I've brought up the example of Dead Space. Dead Space AI is not, they're not geniuses, but they complement the level design and they complement the options of the player to deal with them.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Ultra Kill's AI complements the crazy amount of options that you even start out with. Because you can just triple air dash around the whole way, and you, like, I don't know, I'm just repeating myself at this point.
Yeah.
But like, I think that Ultra Kill's gameplay and the abilities that you have require smarter AI. Or way more interesting level design and enemy makeup, which is what you get in the cyber grind.
Yeah, because you get that constantly shifting arena. I was going to say...
That's when it comes alive. That's when I'm like, holy shit. I was trying to abuse the pistol. I got my ass kicked. I got my ass kicked in the cyber grind. And I started like, okay, yeah. And then I started engaging with the system to stay alive. And I loved it. Cyber grind's awesome.
Have you played? Oh, you know what, Mayo? I probably shouldn't ask because obviously not. Because you're not the biggest fan. But I don't think you played the perfect level for Act 1.
The one that you unlock.
Correct. Minos Prime or any of the secret levels. I think those are also really cool. Where it really gets creative and crazy. It shows you how crazy the game can get without it being like a ton of enemies like it's.
Yeah. I think I played one of them in my first full playthrough.
Was it something wicked?
I couldn't tell you, man. It's all kind of a blur.
Ah, okay.
It's all a big pistol-y blur. I'm sorry.
Something you'd remember. You'd remember if it was something wicked, because that's the one level in the campaign so far where you can't cheese the pistol, because it's this really tall guy and he chases you and he insta kills you and you're in like a really dark level. It's probably my favorite level of Ultra Kill, and you're not even like playing the game normally. It's like almost a horror game for a few minutes. That's what I love. Cool. That Akita still has all these ideas. And that's just Act 1.
I love the creativity in the game.
I was going to say very quickly. I have a few notes to make on this current conversation.
We're not missing any questions, are we?
I was gonna say number one. I was gonna back up on those questions when I finish this, because they're kind of getting lost. Really quickly, I think for me personally, what really makes good enemies is in how you interact with them and what degree of interaction they allow. That's why I think Doom Eternal's enemies are really good. There's a lot of interaction. Requiring precision mid-combat's a really good way for the player to stay engaged with the enemies being presented and have them aware of the situation. It's really good subtle design that builds for a very big effect. And simple AI in Dead Space 2. Have you ever been blind fired by a spitter on like chapter 13?
It's a shame that good AI is so hard to make. I remember Mayo talking to me last night about how they just now fixed like a faltering bug that completely broke some encounters with Cyberman, like green gooping all over you when you're trying to blood punch, and it's a shame that it's not easy to make those kinds of enemies. Anyway, we should totally talk back on those questions, like what guys did.
Catch up. Guys, I enjoyed the conversation. It's been great.
It was really good one, but I feel bad about everyone asking questions and then getting lost.
For the viewers, you will get more of my views on Ultra Kill and other games with style meters in the next installment of Challenge Matters, which will be coming out in November.
Here's one that you might have already answered. Do you like Metroidvanias? Personally, one of my favorite games of all time is Hollow Knight, and I take a lot of inspiration for it in something that I've been working on recently.
I do not really like them because
that's a shame.
I love a good like exploration, backtracking based map. I do in a survival horror game when the pacing is slow. But when I'm playing a fast-paced game, like an action platformer, I want to keep moving forward, and I don't want to have to stop and look at my map and be like, oh, I need to go back and unlock that door.
It
just kind of kills it for me. So like I can spend 4 hours in a Resident Evil mansion, but if I gotta backtrack, in a 2D platformer, I'm out.
I've been in that exact same position where I hate looking at my map and backtracking, but I just love getting lost and looking back on it after I complete the game. That golden section of getting used to it is some of my favorite parts of the game. So I guess it's just because I like to push through it.
It's a pacing thing. It's a pacing thing, really.
Probably, yeah.
If I'm moving fast and killing things, I want to keep moving fast and not stop and look at a map. But like I said, survival horror games, I'm taking it slow. And so I'm more in the mood for that thing. But I would never say that Metroidvanias are bad or anything. It's just I don't really get into them.
I think for Hollow Knight specifically, you'd enjoy like the Pantheon a lot more than.
Yeah. I get a lot of recommendations for Hollow Knight. I played it for a little bit. It's good. It's good. Something about it's a beautiful game, but for some reason the art style just doesn't really do it for me.
Have you played Abe's Odyssey, man?
And also the physics, I don't know, something about the way the character moves didn't really jive with me. I don't know. But then I can play Dead Cells and I'm having the time of my life. I don't know.
I actually like Hollow Knight more than Dead Cells.
Yeah?
But I see what you. I think Dead Cells has a much snappier game feel.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask.
For me.
Have you played Abe's Odyssey?
Oh, like when I was a kid.
Oh damn! You should really play that again.
I need to play it again. There's a new one coming out. I'm excited.
Oh yeah. I played Soulstorm. Soulstorm was really bad, but thematically was fantastic.
Okay.
It was really, really weird.
Well, hopefully the next one's good. Dude,
hopefully.
This, I'm so glad that they took you to the Exultia classic Forte Solar Horde map. Like, what respect, man? Like, come on. That's good shit.
I saw that and I was like, oh, this is great. I love Horde Mode 1.
Yeah. This is just like this just feels like a nice acknowledgement to the PC mod community of setting us back into this level. It's pretty cool.
To be honest, I wish more. Yeah. My apologies. To be honest, I wish more of the early game arenas got used more often because I think Exultia has some fantastic maps and geometry. Hell on Earth is really good as well. I'd love to see more. That's the thing. Just with every bit of extra Doom content we get, it's just like I can't not be happy with it because it's more, and it's gonna be good because it's literally just making Doom. Me and a friend are working on a design doc Actually, this is a good question because I know the answer to this one already. We talked about it on Twitter a while back. Scotty B's asked, not sure if you've mentioned this, but have you played any of the Dark Souls games? He has. He doesn't quite like them.
Yeah, not my thing.
I don't like Dark Souls either.
I'm a massive Souls fan, but I'm not going to pretend like they don't have their issues that drives people away. And
It's
not the
weird.
difficulty.
I like games that are called like the Dark Souls of X, but I don't like Dark Souls itself. I love how Dark Souls sounds and plays on paper, but then playing it myself and having to reload the same checkpoint again and again and again. Unlike in a Metroidvania, I don't like. Maybe it's because I don't have a controller and I can't play Dark Souls properly, but I just don't. It feels too clunky for me. Too clunky, too slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who asked that question?
Scotty B's.
Okay,
And Noah, yes, he loves psychological horror. He loves Silent Hill too.
Scotty B, watch my video on Sekiro. It starts with a whole section on why I don't like Dark Souls.
I don't like any of your reasons for not liking Dark Souls, but I understand your perspective.
Yeah.
There's nothing in this world I can do to make you like it.
Yeah,
so I
it's,
can just say,
it's
yeah,
because
alright.
I'm not saying any of it is bad. I'm
hey, I don't-
saying it's good, but
I would much rather, I would infinitely rather have someone tell me why they don't like a game than someone not be able to tell me why they don't like a good game.
yeah.
Like, tell me why you might like what is considered a bad game, and tell me why you don't like what is considered a good game instead of just not being able to tell me anything. It just makes for a better conversation overall.
Since you were talking about how you like horror games and backtracking in them, how do you like psychological? And I personally love horror games of all kinds, but I think recently there's been a huge dip in quality.
What's an example of a psychological horror game?
Silent Hill 2. So,
Yeah, but that's also a
PT?
survival horror game.
PT would be
is
a
it
great
though?
example.
Because is it really a survival horror when there's not really that much of an emphasis on like enemy resource or routing management?
Well, resource management definitely. Watch someone play Silent Hill 2 or 1 or 3 for the first time. Watch a new player play
Yeah,
that. They're
that's
out of
true,
ammo
that's
all the
true.
time. The only thing that's
true.
lacking is inventory management. That's like the
I'll-
only thing. So
Yeah.
I'm still gonna say it's survival horror. It's missing one
Yeah.
thing, but it's not missing enough to exclude it. But I mean, yeah, it is a psychological horror story. But
Pure psychological horror games or something like Outlast or PT,
No.
those are great.
I wouldn't say Outlast in the slightest. Outlast is like
Really?
a $3 haunted house ride. It's garbage.
Oh, I
thought it was
completely
fun
disagree.
for a
I
few
love
hours.
navigating through the dark. I loved how it made you afraid.
If I wanted to navigate through the dark, I'd turn off my light.
I like Outlast. I thought it was fun. I played for like about 4 or 5 hours, and I was like, okay. You know.
I played Outlast and Whistleblower, but I think it really drops off in Outlast 2. Oh, I played Outlast 2, but I like the school sections a lot more than like the culture stuff.
Yes, I also like the school sections a lot more than Outlast. It's just a shame that the game just generally.
It just drops off. That's my opinion.
I didn't like Outlast. I didn't like Amnesia 2. I liked Dark Descent. I liked Penumbra 1 and 2. I think Resident Evil 7 was extremely fucking boring. Resident Evil 8 made me want to tear my eyes out.
Resident Evil 7 is not a psychological horror game. It's a
Oh yeah,
survival
I'm talking
horror
about survival horrors at this stage. Darkwood's probably one of my favorite survival horrors, and I know Mayo doesn't like that one either.
I
doesn't like-
wouldn't call it a survival horror game. I would call it a survival game with horror, with like a horror
Elements.
setting. Yeah, because dude, like, speaking of inventory management, that's a way too big inventory and way too big of an emphasis on like survival mechanic crafting for it to be a survival horror game, in my opinion.
I don't think I agree with that, because when you get to like expeditions, when you actually find areas that have worthwhile stuff and where stuff starts to become worthwhile, you really start getting starved.
Well, it's not about the free space. It's about the total space.
Yeah.
Because when you think survival horror, like the game that defined
Yeah.
it, Resident Evil, 8 inventory spaces.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tight, but it's also limited. And you could have a 50 spot inventory, and if you have enough items, it can be tight, but it's not limited. And I think that's an important part of the survival horror genre, where I would say Darkwood is more like a very horrific survival game.
I can kind of see that perspective. I was going to ask, have you seen much of Pathologic too?
No, I haven't.
You might like that. Did you guys play The Evil Within 2? I played The Evil Within 2
Too
and
much
1.
crafting.
I
love
played
the
1 on the
atmosphere,
Kumo.
but I can't take the crafting.
For Evil Within 2, it feels like survival and horror never intersect. And for Evil Within 1, I feel like the encounters are just really fucking boring.
Pathologic is a what's the word?
Masterpiece.
No, what was it's a psychological horror in the way that makes you insane by playing it. And just because of how
not one.
like
Not
tedious
one,
it can
one.
get.
Not 1. 2 is much better. 2 has mechanics. 2 has mechanics.
I played Pathologic 1. I put a good 20 hours into it before I said I had enough. I have had enough. You know, it literally was making me pull my hair out after trying to fight the goons with the really crappy melee weapon for the 50th time.
That sounds like the authentic fucking Pathologic 1 experience.
Oh, here we go.
I make the weirdest noises as well when I'm playing. It's just like.
Would you say that Alien Isolation is a psychological horror,
No.
or is that just another haunted house?
Well, it's not a video game.
It's not a video game. Yeah, I would say
Alien Isolation is not a psychological horror game.
It might be psychological horror or something, but it's certainly not a video game.
You don't think Alien Isolation is a video game?
No, I mean, it's about as much video game as it is like a match the number puzzle while you're waiting for the dentist.
I mean, you could say the same about Outlast then.
Do you hear me talking great about Outlast? I just said I liked it for 4 hours and I put it down.
Aww.
I love shitting on games, but I don't want to do it too much on stream because I will literally not shut up.
We shouldn't get too much into shitting games. But Kaiser apparently does not know. It is quite well known on my channel that I loathe Alien Isolation.
I did not know that.
Loathe
Okay,
it.
maybe I just like me a good haunted house.
Maybe you just like haunted house, man. You know what? Haunted houses are pretty good. I had my first kiss with one. They're pretty badass.
Kaiser, if I send you my video on Alien Isolation, will you watch it?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll watch it. It's one of my favorite
I've watched
videos.
a lot of your stuff. I just haven't seen anything on stuff that isn't Doom related.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. There's that audience. That's cool. But yeah, I'll send it to you and
Don't worry, I'll look for it myself.
Put on some popcorn and strap yourself in. It's a ride.
Can't wait.
Man, I pissed people off with that video.
Like I'm not ecstatic about Alien Isolation. I just think it's it's like a John Carpenter movie. I guess that's because
Oh man, with none of the tension.
You're hurting me. You're hurting me so much.
With none of the tension.
the tension is on you and the AI.
No, it's
the
not.
AI.
The AI is, dude. I just clip the alien behind the surface and I just run off. Come on.
Okay,
He looked at
maybe
me
you guys
so
got
many
to cheese it more than I did, and I just didn't play it for long enough to notice the cracks. Then could just be my experience because I had a great time.
And God bless you, man. God bless you, man. I'm super happy that you had a good time with Alien Isolation. Please don't leave an angry comment on my video when you finish.
Oh no, people are entitled to their opinions. I'm not like when I saw your opinion on Ultra Kill. I'm not like
Your shit opinion on Ultra Kill.
Oh my, yeah, like Freudian slip right there. So you didn't want to take me hostage? And
No, people are allowed to not like things. I think that's crazy about the internet is that people can't have their own opinions. That it's got to be like a hive mind or else you're evil. I think it's mostly because kids.
My favorite thing
and men,
to
children.
trigger DMC5 fans with is telling them that DMC5 is more like DMC reboot than any of the other games of the series, and just watch them seethe. They get so mad. It's like it's literally almost the exact same game mechanically. They're like, no! It's like, yeah, shut up!
I know nothing about DMC. I've never touched a Devil May Cry game in my life.
Don't. You'll just end up with carpal tunnel and tendonitis.
Dude, it's like
I played Bayonetta though. I played Bayonetta.
Cool. Well, then you might get into it. I played both of them.
I kind of picked up Bayonetta and then I'm like, yeah, I kind of get it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Bayonetta's not a game that I would ever replay.
I think there's a big difference, and this is something I annoy my friends endlessly about. I think there's a big difference between spectacle fighters and character action. But
Would you
that's a
classify
loaded argument.
Bayonetta as a spectacle fighter?
Yeah.
and
There's-
Devil May Cry as action.
As a character action, yeah.
Ah, I see. For me, they were just like cutscene generators, but
Yeah, I get that. Yes, this is the official Horde mode. Sorry, that's that's right. Mayo, not Mayo, sorry. Kraken456 asks, Mayo, you still taking game recommendations?
Like to play right now, or to play someday in the future?
In which case you'll never do.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to recommend something, I can say I'll get to it, and I'll get to it sometime. It might take me a few years. I got like 40 games waiting for me. And 40 games that people have sent me. I'm like, ah.
Have you ever played Synthetic Mayo?
No, but I've seen it and it interested me.
It's Synthetic 2 is coming out soon. You should probably just check some stuff out of that. But if you haven't, Synthetic 1 goes on sale quite a lot, and I think you'll have a lot of fun playing it with Abel, is it?
Yeah, Abel.
Abel, my apologies. Talk about the fabled ZazHammer. We won't. We're not talking about ZazHammer. We're never ever talking about ZazHammer.
What is okay? So what is ZazHammer? Okay, like 5-word explanation. Go.
First ZazMan stream. Hammer
Great.
fall.
Yeah, you lost me there.
That's all I needed to know.
No, yeah, that's everything you needed to know. It's the first clip on my first stream highlights from the ZazMan stream before the death of my PC. But it was good because it was the last time I used the hammer. I was like, nope, I'm unbinding it.
Since I've been seeing a lot of people talk about Doom 3, so since we were on the topic of like unpopular opinions, I personally like Doom 3 without the flashlight duct taped to all your guns because you have to swap
me too.
and see in the dark. You agree?
Yeah, I like it that way.
Okay, because I talked with id Software about this, and I don't remember what they said, but I told them that I really loved having to see like from the light of my weapon shooting to see demons in the dark, and it played a lot more into the horror aspect. I can totally see how people wouldn't like that because it gets a bit tedious, but it just made the game a lot more scary for me, and that's what they were going for in a lot of places.
I think the most destructive thing that can happen to any game is the breaking of immersion, where people feel like their decisions or their logic isn't being respected, and I think that's why bugs piss people off. I think what annoys people about Doom 3 in that respect, because I like using the flashlight as its own singular weapon as well, I think it adds to the atmosphere as well. I think the issue with that is the fact that it's a mechanical hindrance that really just shouldn't exist in the first place, that also happens to have a benefit. And when you start thinking, well, why can't I just do that? You start getting sucked out of the game.
I mean, you can do that with any game. I just try not to think about it.
Yeah, like you could play Doom 1 and be like, why can't I jump?
Yeah,
Doom 3 was the first game designed for VR, actually.
Really?
Fun fact, yeah.
And you can play Ultra Kill and be like, why can't I hold the shotgun and the pistol? Both hands.
I mean, there's also that arm that lets
You
know.
play Halo Combat Evolve, and why can't I move?
They had pitch black rooms with temporary night vision pickups in Eternal. That'd be cute, but there's fog.
Or Alien Isolation. Why can't I kiss the alien? I'm done. Okay, that was stupid.
We're on the last phase here, guys. So
Oh yeah, I forgot about this one.
this one is a little nutty.
Robert M's.
What is it called? Oh god.
I should
Those
I
Kaka
did-
demons just stopped working.
Yeah, they did as well. I think it's funny that when they were testing and debugging Doom 3, they were like, well, we can't have the flashlight on all the time, it destroys the engine.
Yeah.
But hey man, we got Carmack's reverse out of it and like real-time shadows and shit.
Yeah, I miss Carmack
Revolutionizing 3D engines every few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny
I
as
mean,
fuck.
It Tech 7 is still definitely doing it. It's just there's so many other competitors now. That it's hard
That
to
Mancubus was goddamn hauling ass. Did you
Yeah.
see him, man?
Yeah,
What
I
the?
saw him.
He was hauling ass to cut you off. Jesus. Hello, Hugo. I don't know if that's the real Hugo. I think it is.
What?
I
I
really.
don't know. I mean, it says Hugo Martin, but I mean, I don't know.
If I recall correctly.
You go say something that only I would know.
Why can't I kiss the alien? randomization of weapons increases replay value. I can see it.
Yeah.
Also,
I agree, man. Like the whole first half of the run was nothing like the first time I played. Specifically because I did not get the fucking plasma until like, near the end of the game.
I think
Spirits.
randomization is a big double-edged sword because I know a lot of people will not get the precision bolt or something first.
Yeah, and
At,
so what? Like, just fuck. It's a video game, man. Just play it. Have some fun.
Play it.
Have some
Just play
fun. Yeah, feel a different kind of pressure that you're not used to, man. Go for it. Feels good.
I think just a lot of people like their comfort zones.
Yeah.
Hugo
know.
said I just messaged you that I'm coming.
What?
He said he just messaged you that he's gonna be popping in.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's badass.
I thought he said he wanted to join the call. But
Hello,
he's-
Hugo.
he's-
Lovely to have you, by the
He's
way.
gotta have permission to do that. But yeah, Hugo, this stage gets pretty nuts. This is gonna screw some people up for sure.
Hugo, I first tried your Horde mode without using extra lives. Make it harder, please. Sorry, that's such a flex. I'm a serial flex offender.
Hello again, Hugo. Hope you're doing
Yeah, how you
okay.
doing,
Hope
man?
Peter and everyone else are doing well.
Happy launch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Horde was
Fantastic
awesome.
launch.
I can't wait to play it for myself. I'm gonna wait until Mod Injector is updated because I want to be able to work on my mod during the downtime. I
Yeah,
want
get
Kaiser
your work
Campaign
to do.
Act 2 to come out as soon as that's updated, so people can play Horde mode and then uninstall it and play Kaiser Campaign right after. So I'm
what a combo request. I just want to like people play my mod.
Okay, that's not that much of a request for it to be functional for once. It's been breaking every update for almost a year now, so I think I deserve to have things to work for just a little while.
You deserve Jack and shit, and Jack just left town.
Hugo, let me say this about full auto buff. If you had not buffed full auto the way that you guys did, the first stages of Horde mode would be awful. Because goddamn, man, the full auto damage, the way like I need it, and it just feels so much better this way.
I don't know if it was the person who works on Meathook or the team at id that did this, but I can finally see what's causing the game to crash when I mess something up editing a map file. So I'm very thankful for that. That was like maybe an update or two ago, and it has saved me so much time at finding out what I broke.
Curiously, I was about to say something there.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're absolutely fine. I interrupted you. I completely forgot. I do like the change on the hammer. Massive fan of that.
Hell
but
yeah.
I still think I'm going to refrain from using it. But I do like the fact that there are considerations being made for the balance.
I almost never have it, and when I do have it, I'm like, oh fuck, hammer, please.
Yeah, full auto is really fun to use right now. The only thing I would probably add on to it is a tighter choke, so you could hit longer range shots.
I would have liked that. I was really pushing for that fire rate increase. Did not get it. That's unfortunate, but hey, that's okay. And by the way, guys, those who are watching, I'm not trying to not lose lives. I already beat this. I lost 2 lives. I feel good about that, and I'm just playing casually for the stream, so it doesn't really matter.
Mayo has not played any of the master levels yet. So far he's
Not yet.
played only Horde mode.
Yeah.
But the first chance I get, I'm going to play the master levels, and from what I've seen a few of my friends play, I love the hazards in the Mars Core Master level. That stuff is awesome. I nerd out like
That
crazy
stuff
about
is
those
really
little
cool.
lasers.
That stuff is really cool. I don't like that they put me to 5 health immediately, and I don't like the CC lasers in World Spear Master level.
No, I love it. I just finished my Mars Core Master level like maybe a few days ago, and I swear I'm gonna copy and paste every single one of those hazards over. I love stuff like that.
I was a big fan of the falling hazards in World Spear Part 2 after you get on the dragon. I thought that was pretty badass. There was some stuff in Mars Core I didn't quite like outside of the lasers. I can't think of anything specifically.
Yeah, he was.
No,
there's
there's
hazards on
electricity
Mars
on the
Core.
floor, and then the purple goo in the hallway. I'm not gonna take the purple goo, but definitely like just those little touches make all the difference for me. Like a laser here, fog here, that kind of thing. I love it.
I don't like the laser hazards in World Spirit that much. Their CC is very heavy. I would rather high damage.
No, I'm talking about Mars Core.
Oh yeah, Mars Core's new hazards are pretty tight. I really because I found there was a bit of an inclination in Tars Labad with its bigger arenas and Super Gorness was that there was a bit of a issue with a lot of fodder. I think with Mars Core's generally tighter and more open environments, there's been more heavies, which has been a lot of fun to do. I think I prefer the reliance more on heavies and cleverly placed shit. But I wish you didn't have to break the totems in every arena. That's a bit of a downer.
I've not played it yet. I'll get there probably tomorrow. Like I said, I fucking slept 1 hour.
That's so rough, dude.
I don't have time for this Marauder right now. Oh god.
Alright, I'm done nerding over about lasers.
Lasers are
about
badass.
Yeah, they are.
I love the buff totem that's up here protected by like fucking 4 turrets. It's like so ridiculous. It's so good.
There were actually
that's
a
really
few things I've seen them do in the master level for Mars Core specifically. Like they put a buff totem almost. Wait, what is that?
That's 4 turrets protecting a. This is what I mean,
Yeah,
right? There's these
4
little
turrets.
environmental and like new stuff they've added.
Protecting
like
a buff totem with a shield.
That is so cool.
That's
how can I steal this and use it?
I was thinking that looks cute as fuck. I love it.
I love the particle effect. I want to know how they did that. That has to. Okay, so those turrets have to be bound to that particle effect, and when they
And
die,
you got 2
they
buff
need to have it.
Marauders just on you while you're trying to do it. Is great.
Love it. They need to. I wonder if there's like a death trigger attached to each of their target spawns,
yeah.
or if there's like a. Man, I have to look in the entities file for this to find out what the hell they did for that. That is so cool looking.
I'm a big fan of keeping totems active. So at this stage where the Barons spawn, I was very pleased to see the fact that they lose their possessed buff if you don't destroy the totem before you kill the Marauders.
Who?
Which was
The turrets?
So if you break the totems before you kill the Marauders, the Barons that spawn have the possessed buff. But if you kill the Marauders, then destroy the totem, they have spirits, but they're not buffed.
That's weird. I never thought that it would play around with spirits like that.
That's according to Will anyways, that's what he told me. And from what I saw, see, even here, when I did it, I didn't destroy the totem. And he wasn't immediately possessed. He spawned possessed and then went normal.
Here's a good question, Mayo. You ever gonna talk about dead cells in the video?
Oh, that's one of those games that's like, you know what? It's in my pocket. I got a bunch of games that I love and I can talk about at any time. Like Fear. I can talk about Fear whenever I want. And I will someday. But I have no idea when. And Dead Cells is on that list.
Oh, my apologies.
How long until I invent Eternal's version of WADs? If you mean
I like
editing
this.
map geo, I can't. But I've done everything up to that. I'm still lagging behind Prote a bit, but I will catch up. The numbers will be big enough soon enough. Just wait. I have some crazy stuff coming up with Act 2. Maybe in a week, maybe in 2, but it'll be soon. I've been working on a teaser video tonight. It will be dropping on my YouTube channel.
Some leftovers.
Okay, shouting myself out over. No more plugging.
I would say that there are difficulty options, by the way, in Horde mode. My apologies.
Are there?
Yeah, you can do.
Different point bonuses for each one.
Do the spawns change?
Don't know. Good question.
Because
No,
I remember
don't think
talking
so.
about that.
I don't think so, but it is, you do get a different point bonus depending on the difficulty.
Okay, so like ultraviolet, nightmare, same thing, just different values.
Yeah.
Okay. Here I thought I let enemy spawns change.
Shaquille O'Neal, that's my PC stats. I got a new one recently.
When will H?
No, we're not.
You'll see me do H-Doom when I'm absolutely desperate.
Mayo will do an episode on H-Doom when it's just like he has one subscriber.
I'm just like, I can't pay my rent, you know. I haven't eaten in days. Alright, I'll do H-Doom.
The way I see it is that there's so much simpler ways to acquire pornographic content. Why would you go out of your way of modding a game from almost 20 years ago?
It's obvious people play H-Doom for the fun.
Yeah. I know what happens at the end of episode 1. Who does?
Yeah, two playthroughs of Horde mode. My fingers are getting tired.
I'm pretty sure I've like induced carpal tunnel on myself because I played Doom for like 20 hours over the weekend trying to gather footage for a new video.
That was so cool that Hugo stopped by. That was really awesome.
That was nice. Yeah, that was badass. I love seeing Hugo pop into these chats. The one time I did have the pleasure of chatting with him in DC, he talked about DMC4 and Rising Revengeance very briefly.
I wish I could have talked more about video games. I really did.
I want
just love
to
nerding
ask
out with
him.
people.
I want to ask him if the monster on the cover of Dio's Holy Diver is the inspiration for the Whiplash. I want his like. Oh hey, yeah, that's perfect. Hugo, is the monster on the cover of Dio's Holy Diver the inspiration for the Whiplash? Because they look so goddamn similar.
Wouldn't that be a question for the concept artist?
That would be a question for the concept artist. You're absolutely right.
Get me away from those screechers! Oh god! I'm fucking screecher buffed barons and dread knights and corridors. No thank you.
I still to this day have no idea what those purple zombies do.
They buff everything.
No idea what you're talking about. Sorry. That's just one of my favorite shitposts. Album. Everything in Doom is influenced by album art from that era. That's badass. That's really cool. That's really cool. I think old hard rock and old metal, old prog rock, all that. They all have some wicked album covers. It's so cool. I don't like the lasers in World Spear personally. I think that degree of CC is a little rough, especially when you're trying to use movement and they have a bit of a wider hitbox that's noticeable.
I haven't seen them yet. Can't comment.
Yeah. Still do the it's fine, like it's doable, but I still I'm like giving it side eye. I'm very sure that's the real Hugo. He has had the same color profile on other streams of him, and he also messaged Mayo beforehand, so it is. There you go. Hey.
You crazy PC mod Ultra Nightmare players. You play brand new content on Ultra Nightmare the first time. One thing kills you and you're like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
I didn't even get killed by the CC laser. I got
You almost died once.
It
and
took
you're like, I don't know about this. This might be. I don't think this is any good.
It took 50 stack off me, and I was like, "This
awesome.
is shit." I was like, "This is garbage."
Really quick, since we're still on the topic of Hugo, please add me on Discord. I don't want to bother you and ping you, and I know you get like 50 friend requests, but I'm not exactly sure how to go about doing that without bothering you directly. I'm not the kind of person.
I'm actually going to double up on IP Sorlag's comment there, where thank you for your dedication and passion for Doom. Absolutely. I think it's been really difficult to work on this game through COVID.
I
even
can't
with the
imagine.
stuff that's going through.
Yeah, Hugo, I'm the one talking. You can find me. You're in the modding hub. I'm the guy with the duck that has cat ears. Don't ask why. No questions. Just add the femboy duck, and we will get to probably not talking. That is okay.
Kaiser's doubling down on this opportunity.
Puffy McFart says, "Why don't I have any Slayer skins?"
Gotta take them when you can get them.
I rock the classic Slayer, man. I just like it. I like the default skin. It's awesome.
I love the Amora skin you get for beating it. I use it in all my promos.
I like the sprinkles one too.
I was gonna say that I've been very tempted to ask Hugo for an ad because I want to send him my gameplay, but I figured I'll just cross his path eventually. Oh, you got a shout out, bro. I like Kaiser and his awesome work. Take that one to bed, bro. That's badass. That's made your night.
I am very thankful.
Hugo Kaiser is making the Cyber Cacodemon come to life.
It's already done.
Hugo's a fan of the Cyber Cacodemon.
I appreciate that. Hugo, I have one question for you, just one. Tyler asked me if I could ask you any questions, and I gave him the exact same thing. What would you recommend I do to improve my work and be successful in this field? That is the only question I have.
Good question.
And you want him to answer that in a YouTube chat?
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely. Give me career advice.
Yes. Oh man, I'm tired. This was awesome.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah, this This is pretty cool.
Good. I appreciate you guys for joining me here. It can be a little hard to manage chat while you're playing Doom Eternal and all that.
It
Oh,
was
yeah,
a pleasure. It was a pleasure, really. Getting to hang out with people again. I've taken a break from Discord calls in general, so this was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, Crom's in here. Crom's Ferratu. That's the guy that created the art for the Cyber Cacodemon.
No,
right, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. Oh, that's your concept art. Will Ryan made the model for my mod.
That's cool. Yeah, I just I called it. I woke up one morning and I call up Crom. I'm like, dude, Cyber Cacodemon. What do you think? He's like, oh. He's like, I'm on it. And he just drew all that stuff. Came up with the lore and everything.
I cannot take full credit for the Cyber Caco. I got the skin to work correctly in game, and I got the decals to work correctly in the map. But that was all Toyota making the decals and editing it.
Oh, I didn't know Toyota was there.
I gave up after a few crashes. I tried making the Cyber Caco, but I couldn't. I didn't know what decal file to edit to get it to shoot a new projectile.
I was going to say there, Hugo, what do you make of Payday 2? Have you ever played it? Sorry, off-topic question. Yeah, no, the work on the Cyber Caco was a big community effort. There was loads of people working on it when it was about. That's badass though. Really cool stuff.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna call it there. I'm going on 36 hours no sleep, and so
dude, go to sleep. Why are you streaming?
Why am I streaming? Because the update 6.66 came out today. I'm not gonna sleep through this.
I want to thank everybody for stopping by, for asking questions. I have had so much fun answering your questions and having fun with everyone. This has been great. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been really cool. On this channel, full auto coverage just went up today. Thursday, I'll be doing my first sponsored video. Then I'm going to be putting all the time into a full review, or as much of a review as I can of this update. I'll work on master level reviews. I got several more things coming out on the channel, so stick around. Kaiser, ZazMan, thank you very much for joining.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for having us, man. Very much appreciated.
Thanks for coming by, Hugo, and thank you for everyone in the chat for your questions.
Thank you, Hugo. Have a great night.
Remember, 100,000 subs, RoboCop 1 hour analysis. Tell your children, I guess.
I'm about to go watch that Alien Isolation.
Yeah, have fun. It's a good one.
Can't wait.
All right,
You'll never hear the end of it.
All right. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
End stream.
Oh yeah, I bought Dusk 82. That's cool.